the Smell Me Helmet Podcast.
Alrighty then. Well, it's episode 4 of the Smell Me Helmet podcast. My name is Danny and I'm here with my partner in crime, Darren. Say hello, Darren.
Hello, guys.
Hi, how are you? And just going to give you a quick rundown of tonight's festivities. The reason why I always say tonight is because they're recorded at night, obviously. Topic number 1. I seen a news article on the Irish Times there, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. They consider €50 penalties for not wearing a mask and €100 for leaving the county. Now, just want to point out as well, that's to do with €50 penalties for not wearing a mask on the bus or in shops. The second point was it's a mixed martial arts related topic. It's Dan Hardy wants Carlos Condit rematch. That should be exciting.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see that fight.
100%.
If it happens.
If it happens. And also Mike Perry talks cornerman auction, whatever that means. If it's not to do with his missus though, you're doing great, babe.
Yeah.
Rubbing ice on his back and all.
That was a car crash.
That was car crash, Daddy. Cringe. That was so cringe that made Henry Cejudo cringe.
Yeah.
The king of cringe was that cringy, you know what I mean?
And it takes a lot to make that game.
100%, that hairdo. Microphone hairdo on him. But another one I seen there as well that Darren actually pointed out to me. Magic mushrooms can reset depression in your brain. Another one as well from that weird part of the internet. A priest in Louisiana. I don't know what part of Louisiana. It was in Louisiana, United States of America. A priest recorded having group sex on the altar of the Pearl River Church. Police say 3 arrested, more to follow. And also on the last part, something I came across earlier today on Facebook. Alberto Del Rio, formerly of WWE, formerly Dos Caras in Mexico, and who nearly got his head absolutely kicked off by Crow Cop in Pride back in the day. We'll talk about that. He faces possible life in prison on aggravated kidnapping charges. So, Darren, your thoughts on considering €50 penalties for not wearing a mask and €100 for leaving the county?
Well, the €50 for the mask is I don't agree with. I agree. The majority of us are adults. We shouldn't need to be threatened with a fine to wear a mask. But unfortunately, we have people out there who think it's against our rights to wear the mask, and that's all right. That's their opinion,
and that's what we spoke about on the last episode 3. So
yeah, and that's their opinion. Come here, listen. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like there's no ifs or buts about it. But the €100, the €200 for leaving the county, yeah, fair enough.
That's to me that seems it's the €200 for leaving the county, because you're going into another county, especially if the restrictions are you have to stay in your county.
You know what they say? It takes 1,000 droplets to infect a person. And
by one person.
Yeah, but so people hear that and they're like, 1,000 droplets, that's a lot. But it's not when you're talking. How many droplets come out your mouth as you speak?
Like,
do you know?
Us talking here now like could be the same thing.
At the same time, I do believe killing the elderly, people with underlying illnesses,
especially underlying illnesses, I like to point out as well.
Keep them not locked up. Keep them safe. It's our job to keep these people safe, keep the hospitals safe. We need to do that. If we don't do it, we'll be worse than Italy. And Ireland cannot cope with it.
No.
They really can't. And it's not. These people need to cop on. There's anti-mask. Alright. You want to be an anti-mask, idiot. You go and do that. You go and be an anti-mask. But stop trying to set up a protest. I'd like to know, to set up a protest, you have to be actually approved to set up a protest, I think. I don't think you can just go and march.
Yeah, you have to get permission.
You have to get some sort of permission to do it.
Yeah. Because obviously people are like, oh yeah, it's my right to protest and stuff.
It is their right, but who's giving these people permission to do this?
Yeah.
Especially in anti-masks.
Exactly. It's just it's something smells off.
Yeah.
Darren.
But
something
I do
smells
believe
off. Conspiracy hat, tinfoil hat going on here.
Yeah, as I was saying, I went a small bit off.
Sorry.
as I was saying there, I do believe keep the elderly not indoors. Let them go do that bit of exercise.
Cocoon the elderly, and
try and keep it as normal as possible. So let them
within
go.
reason.
Let them go collect their money. Give them a certain time to collect their money. Let them go about that day to day.
Like the way they have it in the shops, the certain times and stuff. Yeah.
Let them do that, but tell them to stay in, be careful, wash your hands. If people just stuck to their hygiene, look, is it that bad that you don't want to wash your hands? Wash your hands, you dirty little creep. Stop that dirty fingernails. Like, wash your hands.
Listen, I used to work as a retail security guard in town, right? Up until 10 years ago, right? And I have to say, I've seen some scruffy people in me time. And I'm not talking about just men, by the way. I'm talking about women. Women walking down the street. I've seen this before. It was vile. She had her hand down the back of her bags, pulling the archways off herself. I'm sorry, Darren. But this, stop that. Stop, I'm sorry.
Pulling the archways off herself.
Literally.
Grating the cheddar out of her.
Right. Scoop. I'm after fucking disgusting myself there.
Yeah.
But like, seriously.
Got sick.
Well, if I had to say, if you had if you had a saying with your eyes down, your eyes would have got sick. 100%.
Yeah, no, I think
Stop that.
it is disgusting. Especially
Well,
some of the people walking around. They look like these could smuggle a cheeseburger in their lips. Like, that crackety lips and all. Like, it's disgusting.
That's 2 episodes in a row. You've nearly made me get sick, Darren.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be more.
Plenty to come.
Yeah, but like, just listen to what the come here. The
Come on, use common bleeding sense, lads. Come on, lads and ladies, stop that.
The government are trying to do what he can do, and let's be honest, Micheál Martin can't do a lot because it's been a history in the politics of Fianna Fáil will put us into recession.
Fine Gael
will get us back out of recession. Give the country back to Fianna Fáil. It's a vicious circle.
But come here, it's been like that for what? 100 years.
Yeah.
100 years. Fine Gael, so on and so forth.
But if
You
I'm
get the
right,
message.
didn't Pádraig, is it Pádraig? No, I could be wrong. Pádraig Pearse created Sinn Féin.
Patrick Pearse.
I'm not 100% sure in that, but I think he created Fianna Fáil as well.
Yeah.
And like, he was with Sinn Féin first, and they do give Sinn Féin a lot of grief, and I understand why. Do you know what went on in the background? And yeah, it's not right
In the past, and
but
yeah.
if they attacked somebody and done serious, if that person who gives out about Sinn Féin, if they attack somebody and seriously injured someone, would they get a second chance in life?
Will they be held accountable?
Yeah, but would they get a second chance in life? The person who attacks somebody,
More than likely, yeah.
you will.
More than likely, they will.
If it's not manslaughter.
Well, if they haven't gravely harmed them to the point of death,
of course,
murdered them.
you get a second chance. So give Sinn Féin a second chance.
People make mistakes.
Exactly, and I'd love to see a female take charge of this country.
I'll be honest with you. I'll admit on the podcast, I voted for Mary Lou.
Yeah, so did
I'm
I.
sure you did as well. Yeah, exactly.
I think it was like 500,000 people did or something.
Yeah, because we all want change and we didn't get it.
Like, it's crazy. We tell the government what we want, but we don't get it. So this is where the government want us to listen to them.
Yeah.
But why should we listen to them?
Yeah.
If they're not going to listen to what we want.
Do you remember that thing about the Nice Treaty?
I don't.
The Nice Treaty. I think it would have been before you were out to vote, but I mean it would have been on the news and stuff. We voted. I voted against it. A few people voted against it.
Oh, I do.
Do you remember back then? Yeah, the Nice Treaty, right? And then it came back. Oh, something about the votes were wrong.
Yeah,
or something fucked up. It was really like, listen, you didn't do it right. Try that again, yeah. Try that again.
It's just
I still voted no. Just saying.
But
I'm sticking up the middle finger, by the way.
I do think. I don't think the €50. I don't think you should be charged for not wearing a face mask, because some people can genuinely forget.
That happens. I mean, we spoke about that.
That's still new to us. But even the county, how can
Yeah. That's intentional.
But what I don't agree with is the guards are on the I think it's like the M50 or something.
They're on the motorways anyway. Yeah, the Nice.
On the way to Nice.
Yeah.
And
did you see? I seen that the big fella had a video up.
Yeah, the big the big line of traffic.
Yeah.
They're diverting there's I don't know whether it's a bottleneck lane or if it's 2 lanes. But
I think it's a 2-lane.
But they're diverting it into 1 lane.
Ridiculous.
To pull them over and ask them where they're going. Okay, you go. But they're holding frontline workers up from going to their job.
There was the fella that was going was 3 hours late for work.
I was gonna
Yeah,
get
sorry,
to
yeah, I didn't know the exact time, but yeah, sorry.
He left. I'd say the time he
Yeah,
left
go
to
on.
work at 8:30.
Yeah.
Didn't get to work till 1:15 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, that's what it was. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's
You know,
turkeys.
There's nothing you can do because nobody's gonna listen. They're giving the police way too much power.
Yeah.
For my liking.
Like in that regard, like that's you're trying to. If the economy is trying to get back up and running and whatever, like you're basically preventing that.
The economy is screwed.
It needs to be handled.
Screwed.
It needs to be handled better.
The system is broke, and the economy is screwed. So
the economy, yeah.
What can we do? This future world is for our kids. Like what way is our kids gonna be living?
What was the one I heard about that because they have to get a loan off the EU again?
Yeah,
so many billions. Your grandchildren will be paying that back.
Yeah, it's just the way
You
it's
know what
gonna
I mean?
be, and that's the hard part. Because these idiots that are in charge now, they're gonna be they be dead and buried by then.
They don't care.
No.
They're going to get a lovely pension.
What I'd love to
at
see,
the end of this.
what I'd love to see, cut their wages by half, cut it down by half. Because Micheál Martin's on 180 grand a year,
Yep.
or probably more.
Yeah.
Like that's what off the top of my head, that's what I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. I could be wrong. That's a lot of money for a normal Joe Soap.
Yeah, exactly.
People go to work in a 9 to 5 job to work they work and work and work, and they get no thanks. They get scrutinised with a mortgage that they have to pay for basically the rest of their life. They're 65 years of age and they're still paying their mortgage up.
And also as well, I say the majority of jobs, the bosses are like, the attitude is you should be happy to have a job, and they and because of that they think they can treat you like shy.
Yeah.
And that's why I left the last job I was in.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame you.
That's why we had this discussion off there. I'm not going to go into the details, but I'll put it this way. Prime example of a toxic work environment and a tyrant. We'll leave it there.
And that can also be really bad for your mental health.
Do you know what? It was getting bad last year. I'm in a much better place now.
Yeah, you can tell. You can
everyone around me, the whole family are saying it as well.
Because
Much better person.
it's the thing is with that, you don't enjoy going somewhere, you're going to be miserable.
I dreaded it.
And
every
then you
single
take it
morning.
out on other people.
Dreaded
Even though
it,
you
yeah.
don't mean to take it out on other people, it still happens.
No,
We're just human.
No, some people are just cunts. It's not that they don't mean it. It's just some people, like
Yeah.
the them in particular. I'm not talking about everyone, but them. What happened? Actually, no. I'm gonna go into it, right? But not in grave detail. But I'll put it this way. I was too much of a good worker for my own good.
Yeah.
In the sense that I made the full-time staff there look bad because I was doing such a good job.
Because you wanted a job.
Because I wanted a job at the time when I started, because obviously I wasn't working.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But they went out of their way, and I'm fully convinced to sabotage me.
That's what happens when you're a good worker.
Sabotage me.
When you put in when you're
Not getting rewarded, getting punished for being a good worker, basically.
When you're a good grafter, that's what happens though.
Yeah.
Isn't it? People will try and do things like that.
Yeah.
But you just brush it off. But see, that's the thing. Pretty much you're working with a load of males, but they're going on like a bunch of women.
Oh, come here, listen to me. They're the
No
biggest
disrespect to
L
women.
ones. No, the biggest handbag L ones I've ever met. I've often seen them all standing around talking.
Yeah.
Standing around talking. And I'd hear them talking about people. And they think I couldn't hear them because there was 2 levels to the warehouse I worked in at the time. And I purposely stood under one time and I actually heard them talking about me.
Yeah, that's
I heard them. So that confirmed everything that I thought. There's a lesson to be learned from all this. Know your self-worth and always trust your gut instinct, because it never steers me wrong.
That's
100%.
it.
That's the lesson to be learned from that.
But see, now look at you now. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Now you're happy. Now you're in a job that you like. So
Exactly.
there you go. Everything
100%.
happens for a reason. You take.
Yeah.
I know at the time the negatives are tough, but you take positives out of the negatives. And if you hadn't have left that job, you wouldn't have the job you have now.
No, I mean...
You probably would have just stuck to it just for the sake of a job.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, if I had stayed there, and if I'd be there now... Because they didn't pay you if you were out sick. Imagine I got...
You would have been let go though.
I would have been.
I'd say-
Yeah, no,
I'd say
yeah.
so.
Forced
in.
Last in, forced out.
Oh yeah.
Last in, forced out. 100%, yeah. And you know what? They would have been doing me a favour either way. But I'm kind of glad everything worked out the way it did. And I'm not like those poor souls who were after being let go of their jobs. I actually walked by the Intrio office there on Parnell Street the other day, and the amount of people outside that were filling out forms and stuff. It was actually... I'd never seen that like it in my lifetime ever.
It's scary in a sense.
It was actually scary.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people outside queuing and stuff before, but not the amount of people. The one on King's Inns Street, you know where the Cineworld used to be, that actually closed down as well. Actually, Cineworld.
Yeah, a few of them did though. It wasn't just that, right? Cause
No,
I think
but the ones in the UK, because that Cineworld is
Yeah.
a UK
Like,
cinema branch.
people have memories there. Like,
I remember going to see films there, going on dates there with girls and shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
like,
So
what happened to
girls.
girls? What
That went fucking south very quickly.
What happened to going to the woodshed for the point and going to the pictures after?
That was always the way.
Vice versa,
Yeah.
do you know
Like
what
that's
I
why
mean?
we go see a film and then after the film's over, I mean, sneak into the woolly there for the old picture
Yeah.
or something. You know what I mean?
You'd
not
miss
the
the
same.
woodshed in a sense, wouldn't you? Like,
I mean, the woodshed is still going because it serves food.
I know, but like,
Well, it's not the same.
It's not. I won't. Remember the football used to be good on there. I used to go there the odd time.
I used to watch a bit to watch the boxing as well. It was great for the
Remember
boxing.
Kell Brook? We watched the Kell
We
Brook.
did. Although Triple J boxed that on though.
We did. Yes, it was.
I think he broke his orbital
Yeah,
socket that in that match.
He
wasn't
broke that twice. He broke it with Triple G and Errol Spence. I
Errol
think.
Spence,
I
that
think
was.
that's his name.
Yeah, Errol Spence.
Do you know he was in a car crash?
Errol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
I
last year,
remember
mate.
that, yeah.
Might have been. I haven't heard that much about him, but I know he was bad. Like,
Jesus.
yeah,
Anyway.
he wasn't.
We really went off the beaten path
Yeah,
that time.
We'll move on.
We'll move on there. Sorry about that, folks, but it's what we do around here. There was another one I was saying as well. Just by saying back to the government, it was called for a review of off licence hours during the pandemic.
That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, right? You're gonna get right. How can I explain this? Yeah, well, I know during the original lockdown, back in March, April, May,
The full on lockdown.
the full on lockdown. I know off licenses were told to stay open because alcoholics would take bad
Oh yeah.
and they would clog up the hospitals.
Have you seen an alcoholic going through withdrawals?
Withdrawals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not saying I agree with it, with alcoholics,
No, but come here, listen. If you have a problem, you have a problem. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's mad how we get addicted to things, though, isn't it?
So see, some people have addictive personalities, though.
Yeah, but it's mad how we get addicted to things.
Yeah.
How we're addicted to our phones. We're addicted to drink. We're addicted to cigarettes. Well, you're not. I'm just saying. Like,
Addicted to
there's
the
a
podcast.
bit- yeah, that too. But when you
This
think
keeps me
about
going,
it,
you know.
but when you think about it, it's crazy how we can get easily addicted to things.
Easily.
And see the likes of Facebook or a betting app and other things like that. They're designed to make you be addicted.
Well, especially
That whole
Facebook, social
that-
media.
That whole scrolling down and stuff. That's designed to make you feel like you want to do it. It's some part of your brain it triggers.
It's a want for more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a want
and
for
it's the
more.
same. It's the same with alcohol.
More, yeah.
The more you drink, there's no cut off point.
Although with me, there's only so many Guinness I could drink before I'm full.
Yeah, that's the same as
Although in
myself.
saying that, though, I did drink 12 cans of it last Saturday, so.
Yeah, but see, you wouldn't drink every day of the week.
Yeah, but see, in society, I would be seen as a binge drinker, where I wouldn't drink every single day, but for one night a week, I would.
But they say that's
Have
worse
a
for you,
few.
don't they? Well, so they say.
Well, see, I'm not the expert on that. This is just, it's to me anyway. It's the kind of the hearsay or
Yeah.
the word on the street type of thing or whatever. But I don't know.
But I will,
Each to their own.
sorry for cutting across.
No,
you.
you're going to have finished.
What I will say is, if they shut the off license, if you go into full on level 5 or whatever it is lockdown, if they shut the off licenses, there'll be trouble.
There will be trouble. We'll
If
see.
they want a civil war, they're gonna get it. Like, and that will happen.
You'll definitely get that civil
There'll be-
war
there'll
then.
be people killing each other. Like, could you imagine queuing up, going to get me shopping, an 8-pack, 20 alcohols come running at you?
Murder.
Yeah.
Because like you will literally be mugged.
You think Smith's in the bog roll was bad?
Like, actually, do you remember the panic buying for the Jack Shaw and
It's
all?
gonna be like that if that happens.
with alcohol.
With alcohol, sorry, yeah, with alcohol it'll be like that.
Yeah.
And you'll have people going buying trolleys of beer and
Yeah.
whatever they drink.
See, I think the whole thing behind, they're trying to kind of cut the hours
House parties, yeah.
of the whole house party thing or whatever, now this is a direct quote from Minister of State Patrick O'Donovan. When you see slabs of cans being taken home, you know that they are not being taken home for an after dinner, and in brackets drink.
What's that got to do with him?
Now the thing is though, every other week I'll get a tray, like a slab, a Guinness.
To do you.
Because it works out cheaper for me.
Yeah, that's.
Just because someone's buying a slab doesn't mean they're having a house party though.
But what's that got to do with him?
He's just being to be honest with you, I think he's just trying to be a cunt.
Yeah, like, well, so what are he trying to do now? Control what people buy in their shopping? Because you know what the next thing's going to be?
Yeah.
See your public servants card?
Yeah.
That's only going to be for shopping and food.
Oh yeah.
Watch, you won't be able to buy drinking that soon. This is the next thing. They're going because they want to control us. And I'm not always sounding like a tinfoiler, but that's the truth. It's the harsh reality of them wanting the control back over us.
That's what I'm saying. In a certain way, I can kind of see where people are coming from with protests and stuff, but
there's a time and place for shit.
There's a way to do things and stuff. You know, people say like draconian measures and
go out in your car.
Yeah.
Protest in your car. You can do it because if you're going to sit down and block up the road, why sit down on the road? Sit in your car and block the road either way. Yeah. And protest.
Because when you're in a big, large group like that, as you said, it takes one person to cough or sneeze.
Super spreader.
Boom.
But
all infected.
What I will say is, I do think we should probably just all get it. Just let us all get it.
What's that, herd immunity or something like that?
I seen an article now. I don't know how true it is. I seen an article. 6 months the antibodies only last for.
Yeah.
So, what like?
Yeah. I know what you mean, but it's the thing with kind of the elderly or people with underlying illnesses.
That's the only thing. But come here, the government want to kill them off for their pension anyway. And then
see, to be honest with you, again, we're going down tinfoil hat route here, but there's some people out there that are saying it's a cull.
It could be.
There's people out there that are saying it's a cull.
It could be. I'm an open-minded person. I'm open to everyone's opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, where the conspiracy theories come from? The CIA, JFK. And I know this has nothing to do with Ireland, but that's where conspiracy theories came from.
Roswell, the Roswell thing, the aliens, your man, hairdo. George to secure those. That's 2 episodes in a row. He's getting shout out because he's rapping all. Love him.
But that's
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just relax, take it easy. There's no need to go and protest.
Easy skanking.
We'll get what we want. We will get what we want. And I know people are angry and they want to protest. They want to go into lockdown, but just take a step back when you're going out to them streets of protest with no mask on.
Yeah.
You think of that terminally ill person who's sitting in a front room, not knowing when her last day is and she's going to die, and you're out there protesting like a goon that you are. That's what gets under my skin.
And the frontline workers.
Yeah, and the hospitals and everything.
And the hospitals.
Like, people don't understand. And I hear Michael D. Higgins, see you. Little goon, you. I heard you sent I heard he sent he sent a load of medals out to the matter staff and all, and none to the other staff. That's wrong. You want to get your little tiny fingers out your asshole and start sending them out to more people. So what about the retail workers?
So how are things in Hobbiton?
I went completely over there because that's what he done.
That's why I interjected there with a bit of humour, as we always do. So listen, I don't agree with the whole trying to, cut the hours of off licenses and stuff like that, because it's not going to work.
No.
Sorry, not going to work.
But just leave it be. You're taking enough away from us. Just leave us with the off licenses. Even though I'm not a big drinker myself.
Oh, look, if you have the option.
Yeah. Exactly. Look, just leave us with the off licenses. Why do you want to shut? Just leave it.
I mean, you know me. I'm a social creature at heart, right? I mean, if anything, this coronavirus has done, it's really hindered me ability to be able to go into a pub and have a pint and have a social chat with friends of mine and wherever else, like, you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Yeah, but see, do you know what annoys me? And I know that's another tough part that you can't do. Yeah. And that's another thing that people miss. Yeah. That's another thing that can bring on depression or can make you feel disappointed and feel down in yourself.
Yeah.
And it can, and that's because we're human. This is what happens.
We need connection, interaction.
Yeah. If you don't, you're gonna go cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go nuts if you don't.
Yeah. God, it was a bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be out straight. When it was really bad during lockdown, it was my Xbox that got me through.
Yeah, but that's of course it's the little things.
I know it probably sounds stupid. Like, I'm 37 years of age and whatever else, but an Xbox One got me through this. That and my mother obviously as well.
Because you can watch things, you can watch YouTube.
It's not just playing computer games either. It's YouTube, going online, looking at stuff online, wherever.
So you have to remember your Xbox is actually connected to your telly as well.
Yeah, but it is connected
so
to
you
Minelli. So
use that.
it's not just games. It's like a
Yeah.
whole media system.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. But like, just let it like leave us right, leave us be.
Yeah.
Let us go to the off license if we want. Let us
Yeah.
go buy how many drink we want.
Yeah.
If people want to drink, and I know we shouldn't have any gatherings or whatever, but
Yeah.
we can't live with the virus if you're gonna stop people from doing what they like to do.
And also another point I'd like to make as well, and we've actually spoken about this before. That's staying in business, and you know, basically cocooning yourself as well. It's making you weaker. Your immune system weaker.
Yeah, of course there is.
You need to take a although do Hulk Hogan, say your prayers and take your vitamins and believe in yourself, brother. You know what I mean?
That's just
Take them vitamins, like, you know what I mean, your supplements and stuff.
take your vitamins, take whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Come here, the way I feel now I haven't got an underlying illness or anything.
Yeah,
I actually couldn't give a fuck if I got it.
yeah. I mean, I've high blood pressure, so I mean, technically, I'm
That's-
high risk.
Yeah.
Technically, if you want to go into it, but
But
my mother's more high risk than I am, so I'm willing to put myself on the line to help her out.
yeah, and that's
Because she gave me life for me dad into this world.
and
so.
she would have done it when she was a lot younger as well.
Exactly.
So God is love. But what I was saying there, I just think, listen, we can't live with this virus, and these other people who, do you know what? Actually, there was a scientist on the Late Late Show that I was watching, and I can't remember his name, but he had a
Trinity.
yeah.
I can't
The
remember
book,
his name.
the something bollocks book, and if people are,
He has like a science book.
yeah, but it's about how the injections work and like the
Oh, he's explaining it
Yeah.
in layman's terms. Yeah.
yeah. So you in normal people terms, if you wanna say, yeah.
Layman's terms, normal people terms. Yes.
And if you're afraid of this vaccine that hasn't been released yet and people are scaremongering, but if you're afraid of this vaccine, go buy that book. Go give your book, because that's one of your own you're giving money to. So go do that. Go buy the book, educate yourself, instead of sitting there and be like, oh, they're microchipping me. They're like, shut up,
Stop that.
microchipping you. Like, and then another thing is you have these people saying, oh, we should do it the way the Swedes done it. No, we can't.
That
'Cause
worked
we're
for
not-
them.
But if you walk into a pub in Sweden, it's never cramped, or it's never like if you walk into a pub in Ireland, you can barely get past people with your point. It's never like that in Sweden.
Yeah.
That's how it's working for them. They always social distance. We never did, because some Irish don't know what personal space is.
Nope.
So like, just listen to what
They haven't. a clue.
Mihal has to say, and he's not my favourite person. So, but just listen to him for now, because when this dies down and hopefully the virus blows over, probably won't, but hopefully it does. And if it does, then you can protest for a real reason, a general election to get them out of office, because they're doing jack shit as it is,
Yeah.
and that's just the way it is. That's how the cookie crumbles.
That's the bottom line, because Darren said so.
Yeah, and that's that bear down. We said.
Give me hell, yeah. That was very low, by the way. We'll move on from that. Where am I? Oh, my notes. Yeah.
Magic.
Yes. Let me just click into this. No, that's the wrong one. Let me click out of that. Sorry about this. This is total dead air. This was magic mushrooms can reset depressed brain. I'll just read the first paragraph. The small study gave 98 patients a single dose of the psychedelic ingredient, and I'm gonna try and pronounce that, psilocybin.
Yeah.
Psilocybin. That's what that spells. Try and pronounce it.
Holla.
Dollar bill, yo. Half of patients ceased to be depressed and experienced changes in their brain activity that lasted about 5 weeks. However, the team at Imperial College London says people should not self-medicate. There has been a series of small studies suggesting psilocybin, I think that's how it's pronounced, could have a role in depression by acting as a lubricant for the mind.
But yeah.
That allows people to escape a cycle of depressive symptoms. Sorry, lubricant for the mind. Fucking hell. Your thoughts, Darren?
Yeah, well, if they think it works, it works. Give it a bash, because, like, when you think about it, the electric shock worked.
Yeah, the electric shock treatment. It's very medieval though.
I think it's ECT, is it? Or?
It's very kind of like when I say arcane methods, I mean it's a really old fashioned.
Do you still do it?
Are they still doing it?
They do it in St. Pat's.
Oh, that's
They do like an 8-week type of thing. I think it's 6 or 8 weeks where they do it. But I've seen people who got that done, and people who weren't eating, people who wouldn't wash themselves, who were in pads, who were that depressed and anxious that they didn't know what. Like they wouldn't even have a cigarette.
Didn't know what from down like.
Yeah, and then they went and they got the shock, and there you go. Yeah. And then that person goes about their business, and then not straight away. Obviously, after a while, when they sort themselves out, because it takes a few weeks to come back to yourself a small bit, but it still works. Now I know some psychiatric hospitals won't use it. Yeah. Because obviously times have changed.
It's seen like from well, maybe I've seen too many horror films. I don't know. But for me, it just seems very kind of like, when I say medieval, I don't mean actually medieval, like back in the 1400s or 1300s or whenever that was. Like, I see it as like very kind of archaic, old, not very good. You know what I mean?
But I do, but like, what mushrooms come from the ground? Well, not the ground, but you know,
they grow them. It grows in the earth.
Yeah,
like the same way weed does, like we spoke about last episode.
But sure, It's ground. Look, if you want to go down this road, God made this.
If you're a religious person,
God made this. Why can't we have it? God made potatoes. If you want to go down that road, carrots.
He gave the Irish potatoes so we wouldn't have magic mushrooms.
Potato.
We got him be Jesus.
But you know, like this is, and then there we go. You can go and buy drink that's destroying your liver. And they won't give you magic mushrooms. Yeah, people say, oh, you can get a bad trip, but you can get a bad trip off anything. There was one thing
I seen before, right? I seen this before, right? You know the horror stories about, say, magic mushrooms or LSD or whatever. People like, oh, you know, this person jumped off a building, they died. I'm like, listen, you don't see pigeons or birds taking lifts to the top floor, do you? If you can think you can fly, take off from the ground, you fucking go on you. I'm sorry. If I sound like a horrible cunt, because I am being a horrible cunt. Well, the world is one less fucking going. Fuck them.
You're telling the truth, really, when you think about it.
If you think you can fly, try and take off from the ground like a bird. Yeah. Just saying.
But like, do you know what? I was actually looking up on mushrooms. Never done mushrooms.
Yeah.
I probably would in the future, but now I've never done them and I don't plan on doing them right yet.
I played the fifth.
But no comment.
I played the fifth.
But yeah. But I never yeah, they put me off completely.
Sorry, Dan.
I know it's alright. I don't plan on it right now. Down the line I probably would. It was
when the time is right. Now you have to. The thing is, I will say though, from what I've been told anyway, that you has to be in the right environment with the right people
and the right frame of mind.
And the right frame of mind also, as well.
But I was reading this thing, and because even though I've never talked to them, I'm interested in them. And I was reading this.
Of course.
I was reading this thing where it says you won't know your true self until you take magic mushrooms.
Can you remember I said to you last episode about the weed? It was no, but it was the thing. Remember, I think it helped speed along our evolution.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same with shrooms.
And as I say, you probably remember me saying this in the last one about the whole God, and this is how what's your man's name who found the 8th Amendment? Moses? No.
The 8th Amendment.
No, I'm not getting that completely wrong, didn't he?
That was in America. The 8th Amendment. Oh, yeah. And Moses founded the 8th Amendment. That's why they're all Christian fucknuts over there. No, that isn't. It's all crack. It's all crack and matter. What was the last one? I'm genuinely trying to remember now.
Because I was talking about, well, anyway, I can't remember now, so it doesn't really matter.
Bollocks.
But yeah, basically that the Christian, the Catholic religion is your mama's over on mushrooms and God can't.
Oh, you're talking about Moses, about the burning bush and stuff like that. The story about Moses and the burning bush.
Wasn't it? It wasn't
the story of the Moses and the burning bush. No, wasn't it? No.
It wasn't the 8th Amendment, was it?
No, that was probably Judas. That scumbag.
I knew. I was like, why did I say that? You think? Where's your helmet? I know.
No, sorry. No, because he's a cyclist.
Yeah,
in case he whores himself, you know, it's a smelly helmet, and he lets me smell it sometimes.
I actually put into YouTube before
we started,
to see the Smell Me Helmet podcast, how to clean your helmet. I was like, oh Jesus Christ!
Cycling helmets, by the way. Keep your mind out the gutter, people.
How to stop your helmet from smelling. I swear, like
helmet smell.
Yeah, like I seen it, I was like, wow, people actually look these things up on YouTube.
Yeah, like you just did, but except for
I was looking it up. Don't paint me with the same brush as them people.
There's some creepy people out there that like to scour the internet
and smell your helmet
and smell head sweat helmets.
But what are them other things that are like mushrooms that you can smoke them though?
Oh, are you talking about sativa and stuff?
Yeah, you put them in a pipe. Like.
Is it, you put in like a pipe? It's sativa, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder, are they exactly like mushrooms or?
It's meant to be different. It's a psychedelic as well.
I've seen people take them before. Like I've seen people take them, and it just doesn't appeal to me because
it's not. But the thing is though, like everything else, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, as I said, down the line,
maybe
I probably will. I would never rule it out.
Never say never.
Yeah, but if it does help with depression, why don't we? See, do you know why that they wouldn't be legalised for people with depression? It's the same way weed wouldn't be legalised for people that had cancer unless you have to go through all that rigmarole.
Because there's more money to be made in treatments than there is for the cure.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical companies.
Like what we said before. Yeah,
they'll
exactly.
lose,
It all boils back to that money. Great.
And that's just the way it is. What can you do? These people don't want you to have it, so you have to we're just robots, and that's just life. And we have to, because it's drilled into us from a young age in school. You have to go to work, you have to get a good job, you have to do this, you have to go to college, you have to do that, because we're robots. And that's why
it's the same thing.
And people are like, oh, the people who are homeschooled, that's so weird.
And on a kind of similar take that as well, in my kind of situation, I'm 37 years of age, I've no kids or whatever, like, but I've often had people come up to me, oh, so when are you going to settle down? And I'm like, when I'm fucking ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
because it's society's norms that I have to have.
I hate when people say that.
If people had their way, I would be married with children.
And be miserable.
Yeah, like poor I was going to say Ted Bundy there, Al Bundy. Yeah, man, not Ted Bundy, he's a serial killer. Al Bundy, the other fella. Ed O'Neill, by the way, the actor's name.
But like Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, that serial killer fella that murdered boars and all. He was a handsome cunt, but he was a serial killer, I'm just saying.
Come on into me room.
Creepy bastard. Creepy cunt.
But what the fuck
you were just saying about kind of like society's norms, and I was saying I'm trying to think what you were saying.
Yeah, about you being
college
down
and then you were saying about
that's
college
what it's
and
like.
Stuff, yeah.
And it's like over the years it's changed slightly in the sense of not getting married before you have sex. Like I think that is the most stupid rule.
Or like what was that one about not having kids out wedlock and
or sending people to the Magdalens when they get pregnant.
The laundries and stuff.
That's tough. That's tough for like what them people went through all because they had sex. Like, it's our human right to have sex, right?
Yeah.
Look, we can put it in whatever hole we want, and there's not a thing that they can do about it.
Oh my god.
No, but that's the way it is. You can insert it if you want. Like, and that's it.
Insert.
Yeah, but that's just it. Like, there's no idiot is gonna like. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Insert.
It makes it sound creepy.
That's you know what? That's up there with the word moist.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, after
it's
you
creepy.
No, what is? No, but do you know what I mean? Like. That was the same thing. The way the Catholic Church had control, and they tried to dictate if people could have sex.
Because they had a big control over the government, especially back then. And
so what if you wanna make love to somebody who you thought you loved when you were 15?
I'll make love to you. I'm gonna leave it there.
Do you know what that moral of that story is? Stick it in whoever you want once you use it.
Yeah, well, but once it's consensual.
Yeah, exactly.
As well, but I'll just bring it back about the kind of the mushrooms and stuff. I remember talking to a very close friend of mine actually, and they had taken magic mushrooms, and I think about 2 weeks before that they were feeling down, and they went away with some friends, and they took them, and I seen him about 2 weeks after the fact, and his eyes had soul in them, had colour in them. So I'm just saying, I think there might be some truth in that. Depression resets the brain, because he was in a he wasn't like badly depressed, but he was feeling really down on himself, you know.
And then obviously that helped him.
Yeah.
But like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like, I don't want to sound pervy when I say this, but you find your inner self. Like, I know that's like a priest word.
Yeah.
But I come and find your inner self. I don't mean it like that.
He wants to be in himself.
Jesus Christ.
I went there. I went there.
But like, if it helps, let it be. Go and allow these people to have it.
But also, and I remember actually having that discussion actually with him, and saying obviously when you took them you were in a kind of better frame of mind. He goes, yeah, because I was away from home, and that type of thing. I wasn't, you know, at home doing fuck all, and I was doing something out of the norm.
I'd say the holiday boosts your spirit, boosts your friend's spirits anyway.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a chance that they could have helped him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if you had told someone that before that study came out, oh, my friend of mine, we took the mushrooms, whatever. If you would have told someone that story, they would have laughed at you and said, what are you talking about? Because we're made to believe that they're worse. Like the way hash, remember we were talking about the ads for hash and weed.
The weed, the marijuana, the cannabis prohibition in I think it was the 20s or the 30s it was in America. There was the ads again, as I said, about called Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember looking at, I think someone actually showed me something for it. It was just like, do people actually believe this? This looks like a parody, like a joke.
And that's what it was. Cause
to me, it looks like a comedy skit.
No.
Like I'm deadpan serious when I say this, Darren. It looked like a comedy skit. I'm like, these cunts having a laugh. Like, are people that's gullible? Like, you know what I mean? No, it was about 100 years ago.
But years ago, they would have been good. Look,
different mindset.
Yeah,
100
and
years.
how it's different now. We have technology.
Yeah.
Back then, the military only had technology.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say not a lot of people would have been up to date with stuff like that. If you would have told someone back then, in 2020, everybody's going to be walking around looking at their phones and not going to be saying hello to you. They tell you, yeah, you're mad.
That was 100 years later.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that actually reminds me of something. You're after reminding me of something
when you look at it like that, yeah.
You're after reminding me of something there, Darren. Just hold that thought.
Like, so if you were born in 1920.
Yeah.
Someone said to you, Danny, in so many years' time, there's going to be people sitting on public transport wearing a mask with their phone, not talking to you, not saying hello, barely moving out of your way. Would you believe them?
If I was from 100 years ago and that happened, I'd say you're crazy.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Look, there you go. We have technology. This is why I'm puzzled why that they're not pushing for it. They keep putting it on the... I feel like they're putting the vaccine on the back burner. It's like,
there's something there up.
Everyone's racing to do it for this money. There's going to be a fuck up.
Yeah. But come here, just to touch on something there that I was talking about. Not that we were saying about like 100 years ago, technology, and did you know that, 100 years later people would have phones in their pockets, you know? There was a fella called Nikola Tesla. Now this is a quote from him from 1926, right? Just want to point this out, 1926, right? When wireless is perfectly applied, the whole earth will be converted into a huge brain, which in fact it is, all things being particles of a real and rhythmic whole. We shall be able to communicate with one another instantly, irrespective of distance. Not only this, but through television and telephony, we shall see and hear one another as if perfectly as though we were face to face, despite intervening distances of thousands of miles, and the instruments through which we shall be able to do all of these will fit in your vest pockets. Now obviously back then they had waistcoats with vest pockets.
Yeah,
this is 1926. He's just described the smartphone, which I just read off
Google.
A smartphone on Google. So
that's crazy.
Mind blown, folks. I'm just saying.
It is crazy though, isn't it?
Like, we just spoke about it, and that quote popped into my head as a great. I had to get it, and I had to quote her on the podcast because it kind of just cemented the fact of what we just spoke about.
It is. You're like, wow. Like, can you imagine what Like years ago, if you wanted to meet up with a girl, you'd have to write her a letter or not. But look, you're in the joy.
Look around the joy.
Oh, I'm about to get tea on there, yeah.
No, but it's funny you should mention that. I was seeing an article on Facebook, and it was this young fella who's 21, right? He put up a text exchange between him and his mother. His mother's 52, but she would have went to college in say the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And she was basically, I think that's what it was. Someone's giving, oh, my class was cancelled. We got an email.
Yeah.
And she's like, you got an email? What are you
Yes.
giving out for?
Yes.
You know how I found out the class was cancelled. She got up out of bed, went to the college, and there was a note on the door that said class cancelled.
That's crazy, isn't it? And that's just it. Like,
And there was no email back then. There was all bulletin boards and telephones. That's it.
there probably wouldn't even.
And letters. No, if you wanted to.
there wouldn't
send
even
letters.
been a fax machine back then.
No, not that. I don't think the fax machine was a more of a kind of mid kind of late 90s thing. I
Yeah,
think maybe
I
I don't know.
think so,
I could be
yeah.
wrong. I could be quoted on it, but if it was late 80s, I'd say probably not.
That is like when she has a like she's probably like, stop giving out your gown. Like when you think of it like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just think it's crazy how times, even in the last 5 years, how things have changed.
Yeah.
I think it's like I remember. Now I'm obviously a good bit younger, but I remember my first song was a Motorola,
Yeah.
and I had buttons, and I thought it was great. Now what's that lying to you? Actually, wasn't my first song.
Yeah.
My first one wasn't a Motorola because I had that would have had Bluetooth. So my first one was the Nokia that you make your own cases for. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think I do. You can cut the bits of paper out now.
Yeah, you could like make your own case and think of that. Don't move. And you used to move your mates on purpose and all because the song wouldn't send. And like, stupid dog. But yeah,
Oh,
that's how
mental.
times have changed. Now you have Spotify. You don't even need to send each other songs. You have YouTube. You have, stuff like that. Like so, it's changing quick. And then I seen this article thing. I don't know where I seen it. I think it might have been in the paper or something. It was about 6G.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 6G.
Yeah. 6G.
6G. 5G is, I think it's in Taiwan or something, somewhere like that, or something about 6G or something.
6G. I think they only rolled out 5G here not too long
Yeah,
ago,
we're
wasn't
on
it?
lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm only messing.
5G gives you corona.
Yeah, so we'll move on. So
Yeah.
what do you think about Carlos Condit and Dan Hardy? Would you stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning to watch that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, probably no.
I think I would.
Yeah, I don't know. Now,
He has to grow his red hair back though.
come here. I liked him in that match. Remember the match he had with GSP?
Yeah.
He had him in the armbar and he just couldn't tap. He was
Yeah.
like bleeding Stretch Armstrong. He was.
He's unbelievable though, isn't he?
It's because I actually remember at the end of that fight, because GSP was asking how did you do, and he just kept pointing at his head as if to say it's all in your mind.
That's crazy. He
Yeah.
could have a valid point there though, couldn't
Yeah,
he?
he's like, you remember him because they were talking before the referee,
Yeah.
said the result or the decision or whatever it was, and he was. I could see JSP. I was like, how did you, everybody's all just pointing at his head like it's in my mind. Like, yeah.
He was great though, but how old is he? Is he in his 30s? I'd say he's in his late 30s, would he be?
Yeah, is he around my age?
Yeah,
Late
probably.
30s.
Probably, yeah, I'd say
about
so.
my age, yeah.
Because when you think about it, he stopped because of his eye, wasn't it? There was something to do with his eye.
Something to that effect, anyway. Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I think I might.
Oh, was it retina or something? Was it?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But I heard him saying last year that he was gonna come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a video that he'd like to come back. Not that he was gonna come back. That he'd like to come back.
No.
And then I seen there when I was talking to you about it that he wants the Condit rematch, and it's something I really want to see.
Well, obviously that's the match that you could kind of, not literally, but like kind of sink his teeth into. Like that'd be the only kind of match that'd bring him out of retirement.
Did you watch the first match?
I watched a bit of it. I didn't see it the whole lot.
Yeah, I watched the first match, and it was Dan Hardy was doing really well.
Yeah.
It was like he kind of lost. And I wouldn't say he lost concentration. I'd say it's more he thought he could How can I? I'd say it's more like he thought he was easy work. When he figured him out.
He underestimated him.
Yeah, and then he got that was some smack he hit him with though.
Yeah.
That was a series. I think it was a left hook he caught him with, and Dan went down like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
Condit won his last fight as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked
won
sharp.
His last week, wasn't he? Yeah.
That's I've seen him fight a few times, and that's actually the first time where I was like, well, he actually looked really good.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
There's actually a few fights on tomorrow, but I don't know a lot.
I didn't know. I know Holly Holm was fighting last week as well. Yeah.
Did you watch that? No.
I haven't seen any of
I
it. I'll
watched
be
it,
honest.
but she's like the old Holly Holm.
She's back.
She was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She really was. Like she outclassed her.
Yeah.
It was the Holly Holm that everyone thought she would have still been now.
Yeah.
She just outclassed her. Well, in my opinion, other people might think differently.
Yeah.
But I think she done really well.
Yeah.
And I think she could get. I think she can get a title fight next.
Yeah.
But she said she doesn't really care. She wants.
Right.
She'll keep going. Do you know her dad only had a stroke or something?
Who? Holly Holmes?
Yeah, something like that. Or he was very sick.
He was well preacher, what?
Yeah.
The preacher's daughter. Yeah.
That's her
preacher,
nickname.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Is your man the Brazilian bloke? He's 3 foot.
Gilberto.
No,
Gilbert
Moraz. What's his name? Is he Bando mate? He fought Jose Aldo a couple of months ago, and I think Jose Aldo won him on points. Oh, Jose Aldo lost on points, but Jose should have won on points.
Right.
Morales, or I can't remember his name. Probably not saying his name right.
Yeah.
But he's fighting tomorrow night anyway.
Right, yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Well, obviously there's
It's
been
not
fight.
too special. It's only a fight night.
It's a fight
But
night.
before we wrap her up or whatever.
Yeah. No, we've hold on. No, we've 2 more.
Oh, that's all right then. That's fair enough.
We've 2 more topics to cover there. Yeah.
Right.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah. So before we talk about them, I want to talk about. Have you seen Dustin Poirier and McGregor are gonna fight? McGregor has.
Now, yeah, I heard the remember last time Dana made an offer.
I seen something on you now. It could be clickbait. I didn't click into.
Yeah,
'Cause I
because
was
some
in
of that
work.
is clickbait though, so you have to be careful.
I seen something like Dustin said UFC has offered him the fight. I didn't click into it as I said, so it's not 100%.
Because some people just do shit
But
like that for
McGregor
to get their
said
views up.
he'd be ready for November 12th or December 12th.
Well, I do know McGregor's like, I want to fight in 2020.
And Cody Garbrandt fell out of the card for an injury. I think it's November 12th,
Oh shit!
or it's either November 12th.
Do you know he had COVID?
No, it didn't.
Cody Garbrandt, yeah, he had COVID, yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah, a couple of months ago, yeah.
that was
COVID,
Kevin
yeah.
Rush, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, he admitted it there. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I think it was. It was on. I think it was on YouTube. I think it was MMA World, one of those news MMA news sites.
All right.
And yeah, he actually opened up and said that
That's
he
mad.
had COVID. It took a lot out of him.
I'd say so.
It took a lot out of him. He said that himself. Yeah.
It's not easy being wheezy. I know.
That was cold blooded.
No, it's not an easy disease. Virus take it over.
No,
Like-
but I mean, as you said before, if you're in any way of an athlete or look after yourself, you have a higher chance of survival.
He obviously got he must have, because he was an athlete. He obviously got the bad dose, and because
Yeah.
he was an athlete, he kind of had that bit of
And that was a saving grace,
yeah.
I would say. Saving
that-
grace.
It's just crazy. The whole world is, and come here, that whole Donald Trump thing.
What's the story of that?
I think that's all it's all a racket. Like I don't think he had it.
What's that bit? I seen a video of him in. They get a mask on him now, but that doesn't matter. But like, if you're supposed to have COVID, you're supposed to isolate for 14 days.
Even if you think you're clear, you're meant to isolate before doing this.
Regardless, right?
Yeah.
This cunt is going around in cars, being driven around, waving at people through windows now.
And he has people.
What about his driver?
Yeah, Secret Service, family, and it's crazy.
Close to him. Idiots.
But this is what you're dealing with. He's a fucking narcissist, and that's it. Now, come here, I like Donald Trump, and I don't care if I get hate. I think there's times where he stands for the right things,
Yeah.
but there's times where you're like, God, you're a complete idiot. But like, he's just everyone is like, oh, he's this, he's that. You have to remember, he's just a normal Joe Soap in office.
Yeah.
He's a businessman. Yeah, he never wanted to win that election. He just wanted to get. He doesn't want to go bankrupt again. He just wants to get his money so he doesn't lose his money. And this is why, like, everyone knows Trump now.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna go to his hotel. Everyone's gonna go to his hotel down in, where's it, Clare, is it? The one over here. He has a hotel in Clare. Lovely, huge golf course.
Oh yeah, the golf course. Yeah.
And that's I'd say it was more a publicity stunt.
If
than
anything else.
he actually wanted it. And I was actually surprised that he was running for another 4 years. But I suppose it's kind of how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
They kind of run. Every president runs for the second year, don't they?
Well,
not
a second term.
term.
I mean, because obviously a term is 4 years. You run for a second term, that brings you 8 years. As I said before, the majority of them do the 8 years anyway.
Yeah.
And then after the 8 years, it's whoever's coming on next, because Obama did the 8 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Before we change the subject, do you think Biden's gonna get it? Sleepy Joe Biden?
No.
He has dementia written all over his face.
No.
It's actually scary.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
Or Alzheimer's.
I'm going to say something now. It's not about Joe Biden. It's about Trump's vice president. Your man Mike Pence.
Yeah, he's an alien.
His eyes.
See the fly landed on his head?
He didn't budge.
No, he
didn't budge.
I was looking at him like, can you not feel that? If you hit him,
No, I was waiting for a lizard tongue go.
Yeah.
You know, like go, and then just forget himself for a second on live TV.
But, like you seen him, it was like I wasn't there.
It's just he didn't sell it. Nothing. You just
Do you-
like yeah.
Do you reckon he
Talking.
felt and he was like, bollocks, I can feel it.
Do you remember I was telling you there used to be a show out years ago in the 80s called V.
Oh
It was
yeah,
about aliens,
briefly,
right?
yeah.
But underneath
Oh,
them, they're
yeah.
all lizards, right? He's one of them.
Definitely.
If you grabbed him by the face, a load of his skin would come off and he'd be all green lizard, scaly skin and all, I'm telling you.
I do. Yeah.
There's no soul in that man's eyes.
There's something not right there.
Beady eyes.
He looks evil.
Beady.
It's,
Evil eyes on him.
He's. I don't know what it is.
Something there, I can't put my finger on it.
It's,
I remember saying to man, he's the one that had the fucking the puppet strings. in the
yeah, I
background.
think
he's
so.
He's the real.
Didn't Trump get rid of his? Was what? I don't know. I'm
He,
not
there was
too
another
sure.
vice president. He got rid of him or something. I think.
It's something along them lines.
I
wasn't
think
it?
so. Yeah, and he was in.
Yeah, I'll do the job for you. That's what I try. Like, just let me do that.
I'll
You
look
just-
after you.
You're sick with COVID. You go there.
I'll look after you. Don't worry there. Don't worry, Donald. I'll do that.
Yeah, no, I don't like the look of him. I think he's a horrible looking little fuck.
He's a fucking Judas.
But see, then Sleepy Joe Biden, his vice president, who if he gets it,
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
she's not clean. She's a
Yeah, I heard that she has a
There's
bit of
a lot-
dirt on it.
there's a
there,
lot of
yeah.
dirt on
yeah,
her.
yeah, so I believe. I wouldn't know the whole
no,
story.
I don't know the whole lot, but I've heard stuff like locking people up and convicting people wrongly and stuff and locking them up.
but right.
And like loads of other shit I hear, but see, as I said, it's online. So
It's online. Just because
So-
it's on the internet doesn't mean it's
Yeah,
true.
so I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, you need to take it with the whole bleeding salt cellar, but it is what it is. But swiftly moving on. Right, we're gonna speaking of the internet, and this one's a weird trip down the internet. Right now, brace yourselves. This is from from Louisiana, in USA, United States of America. Priest recorded having group sex on the altar of the Pearl River Church. Police say 3 arrested. I'll just
What? But like,
I'll just read a quick little synopsis on it there. The lights inside St. Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church in Pearl River were on later than usual on September 30th. So a passerby stopped to take a closer look. Peering inside, the onlooker saw the small parish's pastor half naked having sex with 2 women on the altar, according to court documents. The women were dressed in corsets and high-heeled boots. There were sex toys and stage lighting, and a mobile phone as well as a separate camera were mounted on tripods recording it all. Darren, your thoughts?
it's deadly. Like, come here. Let him do it. Like, if
That's what he looks like.
is that, oh Jesus.
That's what he looks like, yeah.
Jesus,
We'd be putting this up on the...
he's a priest.
He's a priest, yeah.
I thought he was gonna be gorgeous and all. I didn't think it.
Look at one of those old school rock star priests. How he is, lads? Look at the chalice work, lads.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna be like.
Yeah, well, that's why
Like
he's
that.
doing that. That's why he's doing sort of shit like that, because he can't have normal sex with girls.
Yeah. That's weird. Like what I pictured him to look like completely didn't look like him.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's
His
true,
eyes
yeah.
are all close together and all.
But that's if that's what he.
He's
wants.
Mike Pence's love child.
Exactly. That's it. If that's what he wants to do when he's spare time, let him do that in his spare time. What do you
but
think of it?
it was the thing wrong with that was that he was saying they were arrested for, I think it was like desecration of a sacred altar or something along them
Oh,
lines.
right,
Anyway,
right,
yeah,
right.
because it was in the church itself.
Yeah, but like the passerby shouldn't have. Listen, if you want to go all holy and they want to be holy, you shouldn't have your phone out in God's house anyway.
I don't know, it's a bit weird.
Do you know what I mean? But come
It's
here,
just super weird.
If that's what he wants to do, fair enough. Look, I think that fair play to him. Here, come here. Let's be honest. It's better to be 2 women than 2 kids.
Yeah,
Do you know
it's
what I mean?
true.
And I
Yeah,
don't mean that in a dirty way.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at the pictures on the website, the girls in question, there's a term. I'm gonna call it a politically correct term. They look like alt models, but they're not alt models. They're something else. To be brutally honest, yeah, that's not right. It's seedy.
Yeah, that's
It's seedy.
when you look into it more, you're kind of like that's strange, alright.
I'd say
Like,
like
be done though.
to be honest with you, based on I don't want to make assumptions either because I have friends who are kind of gots and they're into that scene and stuff, so I don't want to paint them all with the same brush. But there's you were saying the article said they were recording, and they were saying there was like desecration of like a sacred altar, and you know it was in a place of worship and all that jazz. We don't know what that person saw.
That's true. Yeah.
And based on the way they looked, and again, I hate making assumptions, but there's probably all devil worship stuff. Maybe. I'm not saying it was mentioned in the article. I'm just saying it was maybe. That's all I'm saying. It's purely speculation on their behalf.
Yeah, but you could be right, but
I could be onto something. I don't know.
You could be, but at the same time,
It's America.
that too. But why are you doing it on an altar?
Yeah, like some people that just want to be adventurous, like I'm not supposed to be here. Let's do it, like.
And record yourself. Sure, you're gonna get caught either way. You're giving evidence.
it's I don't know.
But can he be done though? What can happen?
He's been arrested.
He's been arrested, but will he be charged? What can he be charged with? Like, do you know what I mean? So
I mean,
I don't know exactly. Like, if he, what can they charge? What can they charge him with? It was consent.
Yeah, well, hold on. It says here, police said the charge stems from obscene acts that brackets occurred on the altar, which is clearly visible from the street.
Oh,
that was a quote.
Right.
One of them was a sex worker, and one of them was a sex worker, and one was an adult film star.
That explains it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I said to myself, I bet you that there's something more to it than that. It was like all role playing and
deadly.
It was all seedy role playing stuff, and I'm just like,
yeah, no. Do you know what? I'd say he looks like the type of person that he loves to get in a gym suit.
So, he loves to be dominated and all.
Yeah. So I'd say the sex worker and the adult star there was.
Come here, listen. They were the doms and he was the sub.
I'd say, do you know that?
In that situation,
creepy men who love to get high heels into the balls.
I'd
say he's one of those. I'd say
kicked in the town hall of Pid, you know.
I'd say he was into that.
He looks the type.
I'd say do it. I'd say that's what it was.
Harder.
Because he actually looks like a little cretin.
Yeah.
Like he does. He actually makes me skin crawl.
He looks creepy.
Creepy, man, creep. He is like that.
Creep. Come here, listen. We're gonna move on from this.
Yeah, we move on before I say something I shouldn't.
Yeah, there's nothing more really to say on that subject. But lastly, formerly of WWE, Alberto Del Rio. Those who are wrestling fans will know who he is. I presume you.
Oh yeah,
you know of him.
Yeah.
Faces possible life in prison on aggravated kidnap charge. I'll just read a little quick synopsis on it there. It's from Ringside News. Again, all the links I'm reading out I'm actually going to put into the description so you can have a look for yourselves. My phone has been really, really slow right now, which is always the way when you're under pressure, pushing down on me. Right, now they're there. Right.
Look, I do think it's...
Right, here we go. Sorry for going off. Sorry, Dan. Alberto Del Rio faces possible lift. Alberto Del Rio was arrested on sexual charges in May, and yesterday he was indicted by a grand jury in San Antonio, Texas. Now this was posted up 6 hours ago, so it's from earlier today. According to PW Insider, Alberto Del Rio is expected to be arraigned today. At this time, the court records list his charges as aggravated kidnapping in the first degree. He could face 5 to 99 years of life in prison, and or up to 10,000 fine. If they can move it down to a second degree charge, then his sentence could be 2 to 20 years and or a 10,000 fine. I mean,
that is crazy, isn't it?
I'm going to tell the story as well. Police said that I'm not going to try and pronounce his full name. It says Rodriguez Chucuan, Chucuan. Then tied the woman's hands with boxing straps, put a sock in her mouth, and sexually assaulted her for several hours, using various objects. According to investigators, he also punched her in the back during the assault, causing visible injuries. The victim told detectives she does not remember much after he placed his hand around her throat.
Oh man.
All I have to say is I'm fucking delighted Crow Cop nearly Johnny Cage kicked his head off
That stupid mask he had on him.
down Dos Caras
Yeah.
at the time. Like, I can understand, me as a former pro wrestler, I can understand the tradition of lucha libre masks in professional wrestling, but in mixed martial arts,
Yeah, it's a bit.
I'm sorry. Plus, it's not practical because you've no peripheral
Yeah.
vision, like in your side vision. So you're not gonna say a fucking head kick anyway. That's why
That explains why he
nearly got his head kicked off.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was delighted.
That's disgusting.
That's vile. But I will say this though, right? There's been a history there of kind of violent stuff, because do you remember Paige from WWE?
I do, actually, yeah.
She's from Norwich in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were together in a relationship,
Oh really?
but it was violent.
I say she'd give him a good run for his money.
But that's the thing, the two of them were always fighting each other, because what happened was he was being all fucking
Lovely.
lovely, no, not lovely fucking, I say trying to be all rapey and grabby feely and all
no,
whatever.
I thought like all flirty and.
No, at the start probably, yeah,
Yeah.
but because she comes from a family of kind of, men and, wrestlers
Yeah.
and whatever, like, she grew up with them, she's well able to handle herself. So that's why there was always public spats, like physical.
That's crazy, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
And did he ever hit her though?
There was supposed to be stories, and there was all different news stories about it, and
I think it's disgusting.
that was a toxic relationship.
But it's him. He's a toxic person.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He was dragging. Now that we know what we know, and looking back on that story with her and him, he was dragging her down. She's in so much of a better place now that they're not together.
Yeah,
So much of a better place.
Do you know what? I've seen her on the wrestling and.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not. I'm
Don't
not,
be a huge wrestling
yeah,
fan, but you would have actually watched her with me when she debuted. Actually,
Yeah,
it would have been around 2014, 13,
Yeah.
14. Yeah.
I remember that, and I remember
Yeah.
seeing her on an adult site.
Xavier Woods.
yeah, no, I remember that, and
Don't get all rated R like your boy Xavier Woods.
she's a good wrestler. Like,
Well, she would be. Our mother and our father's pro wrestlers. She grew up in pro wrestling, so it'd be like breeding.
and that's what I was gonna get at. I actually watched her film.
Oh, Fighting with My Family, which is
that is
yeah,
it's a really good watch, and I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I really enjoyed it.
which was produced by The Rock, by the way.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
That was to do with The Rock, $7 Productions.
Oh really? I didn't even know.
Really, there's actually there was a scene where The Rock is meant to be backstage at a show and they're only debuting, and I don't even think The Rock was really there, but he's all like the brother was like,
And he's like,
he's all
shaking-
saying like shaking his hand, and like, can you please give me some advice? And The Rock is like, the way doing his thing is like, please sir, can I get some more advice, sir? And then he goes right into a spiel, and it's fucking rap it is, and then he goes, that's how you do it, and he walks away.
I think he was trying out for the WWE.
The two of them were, but the whole idea was that was his dream,
Yeah.
the brother, but she got it, and there was a bit of dissent in the family,
Yeah.
a bit of a grievance there,
But do you reckon
Alberto
head kick? Do you reckon
head kick Del Rio, we'll call him.
Yeah. Do you reckon he tried to do something like he tried to?
You wouldn't know. See, that's the age-old question. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors there.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
now I'd like to see how many other women are gonna come out now after this.
Yeah.
Because if he has a history
Yeah,
of it.
sure. Earlier, I'm sorry for cutting you off. There was a thing there, say 2 or 3 months ago. Not too well, a bit more than about 3 or 4 months ago. Actually, there was a thing, the Me Too movement in wrestling, not just in wrestling in the States, but in England. But there was certain that I'm not going to start naming names and stuff, but they start going deep into it. But there was a thing where stories were coming out, and
That's crazy, isn't it?
that's what. And this is what I meant by you don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
But yeah.
Some of the stories were a bit kind of like, you don't know,
far-fetched.
but then others you're kind of like, I kind of had an idea you were a bit of a scumbag. You know what I
You
mean?
can kind of tell though, can't you?
You know, where you kind of like, Jesus, that came out of
So
left field, you know?
He could get your man head kick could get up to
Life, he could,
99 years.
he could get life in prison.
I think you should hang him. If he's
He
gonna
could get
do
life
that,
in prison, yeah.
tie up a woman, and that's just. I don't even. Do you know what? I'm actually disgusted. Look, I didn't even think the article was that. I'm actually disgusted.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't tell you. I wanted to get the genuine reaction
Yeah, like
on the air, you know?
I'm actually. I actually hate him.
Yeah.
I never liked him anyway. I always thought he was a goon with his stupid fake armbar that he's doing the wrestling. No disrespect to wrestling. I just hated him anyway.
No, but you know what though? I will say this as somebody who's worked wrestling matches for 14 years. Even though I was looking at going, come on,
Like he was shit.
like he had a foray into mixed martial arts, and by foray I mean a head kick.
Yeah, but he
By Pro Cop.
He wasn't good though. There's people out there who are much better than him, and
Yeah.
they don't get a look in.
No, he just I think he just tried to be kind of do the whole kind of transition,
Yeah.
which a lot of kind of wrestlers into mixed martial artists did. CM Punk being another one who wasn't very successful.
But I like CM Punk.
I know.
Yeah.
As a wrestler and a personality, great. As a mixed martial artist,
Not so
No.
great. Yeah.
no.
But do you know what? You can't knock a man by trying.
But you can knock a man for taking that walk that so many people or so many armchair pundits wouldn't take.
Exactly. So
So that man gets my respect
The
alone
hardest-
for doing that.
the hardest part of that fight, a fight, is the walk.
The walk to the ring or the octagon or whatever. Yeah.
So he done it, and it didn't work out for him. He doesn't need.
He tried
that.
it.
Yeah.
At least he tried.
That's exactly.
At least
it.
he tried.
But
100%.
and your other man head kick. I'm gonna actually follow that. I'm gonna make sure I see what else.
See what the
goes on.
story is.
Because tying her up with boxing wraps, was it?
Boxing raps, yeah.
That's disgusting. Punching her in the back, choking her with a sock in her mouth.
Yeah.
That's foil.
That's torture.
Do it to a man.
He wouldn't do it to him.
No,
man.
he wouldn't. I'm not even gonna say what I do.
Anyway.
But it's
Listen,
disgusting.
things are getting a bit heated here, folks. But I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Dennis Rayner. Gave me a nice little bit of support there on his Instagram, on his Instagram story there during the week. I'd like to say thank you very, very much for that, and to anyone else who listens, also thank you very, very much, because folks, there's plenty more where that's to come. 100%.
And ever since you put it out there, Dennis, we've got a few more subscribers.
So again, that's why you're
thanks
getting
very
this big.
much.
That's why you're getting this shout out, because you've definitely helped boost our numbers. 100%.
And God is love.
And God is love. But anyway, listen, we're gonna leave yous, we're gonna love yous, and we're gonna say good night, God bless, God is love. Peace.